Obviously, we're really pleased with the win over a good Delaware team. A lot of respect for their program and their coaching staff, and they're a good football team. We needed a fast start, and we got off to that fast start. I was so impressed with the guys all week long, each day just kind of building, and I thought we could do something special today. I didn't know it would get whenever we have 28 points or something in the first half. I don't know if it'd get to that or 35, but I knew our guys would be off to a fast start. Needed to be because the team was coming in with a lot of confidence. I was really pleased, obviously, all game long with our defense, doing a really good job rushing the passer. Made couple of the turnovers, which were big, and then really happy Easton came out and was lights out today and made some plays with his feet, made some plays with his arm, and he's a special football player. So really excited for how well he played. So we done with the non-conference and excited to be 3-0, and now the work gets going with all the league games we have. So open it up.
Chris, that what you saw from Desmond Kane, was that what when you got him healthy and on the field, this could be the output for him?
Yeah, and then he suffered a little bit of a shoulder injury, so he had to sit out the second half for a good chunk of the fourth quarter. But we designed a couple plays to get him going, and I think that's what we needed to do so that he could have confidence, Easton have confidence in him. But I've seen that from the spring through fall camp, and I was excited he got an opportunity to be a focal point of the passing game. And for us to be successful, we need another guy, and we've talked about that. And I was really pleased with him. I was happy. Christian Watson made a great catch in traffic, and we need him to come along as well. So gaining more confidence with some of the younger guys that Easton hasn't been able to connect with.
Bill Cox again, that pick six early on, one last week. I mean, just what, he's obviously you've seen this. What makes him a guy who can make some impact plays like he has?
He's learning how to play the game more with instincts now and seeing things pre-snap, and I thought he kind of baited that interception. We kind of showed a defense that we'd been playing the first 3 weeks, and then we buzzed him out expecting the three-step game, and we were able to get it. And you still have to make the play, and that's the thing that he's such a playmaker. He's 6'4" and 235 pounds that can run as fast as anybody we have on the team, and that's pretty special to have.
Chris, when do you start thinking about backups and putting them in?
Every game's different, Jeff. Today, end of the third quarter is when we really kind of thought about it, just because I know they're an explosive offense. I think they're a really talented defense, so we were going to try to get through the third quarter, and then obviously I think it was maybe the first play of the fourth quarter, we took Easton out and stuff like that. But we also need to get our work done with our first group, and we haven't had that opportunity in the first two games. So we wanted to try to get those guys enough repetitions.
Chris, you referenced before the game making a special teams play. You wanted one, and right away, third drive, whatever. Darius makes a play.
Yeah, we need to get better at our special teams. That was an emphasis for us this season. Needed to make a play. We talked about making one explosive play in the teams game, and had a great return. Great job blocking by the guys, and it really set up a short field for us. And that's something that we're challenging our guys. Can we find a way to get some short fields and not have to drive 80 yards? A couple of the turnovers, and then obviously the big punt return were big sparks for us today.
What allowed you to have more success passing today?
Maybe the defense that they were a little bit more softer zone and not as much in-your-face stuff. And when they were, we were able to make some plays, and we dialed some things up. The play with Bruce out of the backfield in between between the guard and tackle and beat the linebacker, that was a play that we saw. We were able to protect against a three-man rush and found some holes. And every week's going to be a little bit different, how people are going to challenge us and stuff. And I just thought Easton was really on point, and I thought he saw the field really well from what his film study told him of where some of those openings would be.
You open up the playbook? That's a common phrase, but is that
Not necessarily, but I would agree in the fact of the first two games, we didn't show a whole lot. Part of that was because we had a bye week. Part of that was because we were up so big in the first game. And there's some things that we installed in fall camp that we just didn't bring out till this week.
The offense was just sharper from the start as compared to maybe last week, or had more urgency?
We obviously were sharper. We needed to have balance today. We needed to be able to run the football and be able to throw the football. the run sets up some play action stuff for us, but in the same respect, we were able to hit some explosive plays in the passing game, and I didn't know if we'd be able to do that because they play essentially a pretty soft zone, and I didn't know if we'd be able to do that, but we got them out of that soft zone because we were able to run the football, and then we took some shots, and I know there was a couple of deep crossing routes, so we got to Shep, and then Easton just made some plays with his feet to get some big plays downfield.
Is Jabril even ahead of where you thought he'd be at this point of his sophomore year?
That's hard to answer. We're only a little bit into his sophomore year, and he only played 8 games last year. But I'm really pleased with the way he's playing, and I know he's playing with a lot of confidence, and he's learning. He understands our system. Now he's taking that, understanding the offense, and is trying to take his game to the next level. But for us to be successful, he needs to be a difference maker like he's been.
Are you as healthy as you've been now going into conference season?
We're still nicked up a little bit, and we probably banged up a little bit today. I know that Zach was injured a little bit today, big Zach Johnson. I think he'll be okay. Seth's down a little bit. Dez got, I think, a stinger today. I mean, it'll be interesting. Knock on wood, we're able to get some of those guys back on Monday or Tuesday. But I'm pleased because we're able, in the 3 games that we've had, we've been able to play a lot of guys. And that's, I think, going to help us, maybe not next week, but over the next 8 weeks, it's going to help us.
How would you overall grade your defense heading into the conference?
Well, I think we can still be better tackling. There's some times that I think we've lost the cup, is what we would say, and sometimes it's maybe the second team guys. But I think we can continue to be better tacklers. We had a couple of silly penalties today that extended some drives. Some of them are aggressive penalties that are going to happen, and we have an offsides that we don't want to have happen. But the guys are playing with a lot of confidence on defense. We're doing a lot of different things. We've really played 3 different offenses, which is good for us moving forward to have all those different offenses under our belt, and as we get into the league play.
What's your assessment of the run game from this week compared to last week?
I'll have to look at it a little bit more, but we were pretty good today. I thought we were pretty sharp. We were able to run inside more than outside. Just that was more the nature of their defense. We thought we'd have to crease them inside more so than outside.
Was Darius okay? I know he's in street clothes again.
Just was cramping, and so it's not an injury, so he'll be fine.
The passing game.
Yeah, it was fun. Offensive line protected unbelievably well. Felt like a couple times back there I had all day. And guys did a really good job battling to get open and made plays on the football. So obviously it starts up front, ran the ball well, and we're able to capitalize on some big plays.
Played at Dallas, I think it come get 5.5 seconds to stand back there. It seemed like a minute and a half.
Yeah, it felt like a minute and a half. Yeah, the Rams played unbelievably well today, and we had a good game plan, I think, coming into it. Executed it well, and obviously Dallas made a great play, kind of on a second move there and finding the ball and finishing it. So,
When the emphasis is on getting off to a fast start, you drive down the field and score a touchdown, and then you see the play that Jabril makes. What's your reaction to that?
It's exciting. I told Jabril we're just going to start expecting one every game now. Told him one more, and maybe we'll get him on offense. But obviously that's huge. Anytime you can get a defensive touchdown for momentum, get the people in the dome going a little crazy, and obviously gives us some comfort on offense to be aggressive and to move the football.
Jabril, how similar was that to the play last week? It seemed like you read that one almost as well as you did the one last week.
Yeah, once again, it's the prep work. I know scout team, that's one that I've seen all week. I know once number 2 did a slant, I knew number 1 was going to do a slant. And all I had to do was get under it. So all that credit is to the scout team.
You feel like this is what you want to be playing at? I mean, is this as high a level as you can be right now?
I think I can always get better. There's no the highest ceiling. I think I can always get better.
Zach, can you compare the offensive line?
I believe the Rams did a lot better this week. We definitely came with the emphasis of knocking them, getting off the ball. Huge thing was getting off the ball, and that's basically it. Yeah.
You guys upset about how you played last week? Do you feel like you came in with something to prove today, maybe up front?
For sure, something to prove. I would not say upset. You can never be upset with a win, and that's one thing we never take for granted here. The huge thing was just being better than we were last week. So.
Desmond, how does it feel to be part of the action? Catches?
It felt pretty good. You know, it was just nice catching the ball from Easton and help from guys like Darius and Dallas.
Coach Klieman said that they've put some things in for you this week, maybe get you more involved, that make you feel like it's a good feeling ever since play.
And it's a good feeling just waking up and being able to play for the Bison, and just catching a couple balls today just made it even better.
Feel you got into a groove when you had that first long one to get something really going today?
Yeah, and I'm a type player. Once I get the ball in my hand, I start to feel a little bit more comfortable.
Jabril, can you kind of get me like the rhythm? You had the pick six last week, rhythm this week. I mean, does that help with confidence, or is there momentum from week to week when you start making plays like that?
Oh, it's always a game changer, just overall for both offense and defense. I know in both of those picks we were playing zone, so that helped out as well.
Now, do you get to start joshing some of the offensive players about having more touchdowns than you?
Yeah, I'm trying to prove a point now. Well, I guess it's not hitting home with them.
Jabril, did you know that was kind of as big of a play as it really seemed in the moment to get that pick six and go up 14? And did it seem like that big of a momentum changer early on?
Yeah, I knew we needed turnovers. It came so early, I didn't expect it. So it was a pretty big game changer for us.
You gave a double fist bump there after that second touchdown. Was there a little more meaning today? It seemed like you guys came out determined to win today.
Yeah, well, we knew we were getting into a fight, and that's a really good football team, and they're going to win a lot of games. And so got into a groove early, and the crowd was going crazy, and defense was playing really well and had the crowd into it. So just kind of feeding off the energy, and I think all of us were, through warm-ups and into kickoff there. So it's obviously fun getting in the end zone.
How do you feel offensively? You guys have played through the 3 non-conference games to get ready now for league play.
I'm proud of the depth we've built. I think that was an emphasis through these 3 games, and you're going to need it, in the Valley. 8 in a row, and it's a grind. It's a tough conference, and so we've built depth. It was fun spreading the ball around today. We had a lot of guys touch it, and that makes us hard to defend, and it's fun seeing those guys, run around with the football.
It's going to be hard staying true to the 24-hour rule, considering the Jacks are on deck next week.
We'll enjoy this one. We know what's coming next. It's a great challenge. It's a good football team coming in here, and the Valley's a grind. But it's homecoming. There's a lot of alumni, former players that we got to spend time with this weekend. So this is a big win for us, and we're going to enjoy it.
Watching Holden out there, what did you notice this week? Maybe better than week 1.
Yeah, I did a really good job managing, I think, the clock and the 4-minute situations there, and then did a really good job just being decisive. And that's something that I think was better than last time. You could tell he's playing faster, more confident. He knew what he was seeing, and he took off when he had the opportunity. And so it's fun to watch him play because, he's working really hard throughout the week, preparing and practicing well. And so it was fun to see him run around.
Overall, what do you like about the way the defense played today, or what do you think is something you use moving forward on this game?
I think our togetherness and just the way we just flow to the ball. I know sometimes we won't get the right call, but once we're all together, it helps out in just being a stout defense. We can also work on just signaling better and just communication. I know that's one thing that Coach, he always told us to do, so I guess when we do that, we'll be better.
You guys were off the ball really quick today, Craig and whatnot. Was there a tell there or something, or did you pick up on the cadence right away, or what?
Yeah, it's the crowd. They do a great job of making noise and making it hard for the offense to hear. So we were getting in the rhythm of their snap count, and we were just trying to jump the ball.